In this video, I'm going over the top 4 challenges of using an FHA loan to finance multifamily properties in the Chicago area right now. This is actually an excerpt taken from a bigger video that I released a little while back about what realistic expectations should be for those types of investors. If you want to go to the longer video to get a little more context about what we're talking about here, there should be a link for that either on, below, or somewhere around this video. FYI, I'm a real estate agent, not a loan officer, so for more nuts and bolts lending questions, I can direct you to someone else who can answer those a little better. This is just my perspective as a real estate agent working with buyers who are using FHA loans. My name is Jake Lyons, realtor with @Properties, bringing you well-informed, data-driven content as always. Top 4 FHA multifamily challenges coming up right after this neat little intro graphic. Now, most of the people who are in the market for a small owner-occupied multifamily property are not bringing 25% to the closing table. These are the people, I come across a lot of people who are looking to take advantage of FHA financing, which allows you to do as little as 3.5% down, provided the property is owner-occupied for a year and passes an FHA inspection. While this is a great, fantastic program with awesome benefits when it works, there are many complications that can come from looking to use one of these loans on a small multifamily building here in Chicago. I don't know about any other markets. I'm not an expert in any other market but Chicago. But at least here are my top 4 reasons why using an FHA loan on a small multifamily property in Chicago could create some challenges. One is that the FHA requires private mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. So while I would argue that this is still better than whatever the time it would have taken you to save 25% of a down payment, this PMI will potentially add hundreds of dollars to your monthly payments, making the investment less attractive from a cash flow standpoint. Number 2 is the FHA Self-Sufficiency Standards. If you are in the market for a 3 or 4 unit property, that property must exceed the FHA Self-Sufficiency Standard, meaning that the market rents that a fully occupied building is able to generate must meet or exceed some multiple of the monthly payment. I would tell you what that multiple is, but these things are liable to change. So just whenever you're looking to do this, ask your lender what the situation is at that time. In this current Chicago market, this rule eliminates many buildings from contention right off the bat, especially 3-unit buildings. 4-unit buildings have a much better chance of passing this test because of the added stream of income. Unfortunately, there are precious few 4-unit buildings that actually come on the market. But if you can find a good one, that's make moves on it because they don't come around very often. Third is the FHA inspection. Now, in order to approve the loan, the FHA needs to have a special inspection done to show that there are no safety concerns with the property. I've had inspections where there were little nitpicky items that came up that the seller indeed did have to repair before close. And I've had inspections where they definitely should have pointed out some things, but just didn't. It's kind of a crapshoot. It really just depends on the inspector you get and how busy they are, what kind of day they're having. It is what it is in that point. But could potentially, make a deal go sideways if too many things come up in that inspection that the seller is not willing to take care of. In any case though, it poses a potential risk to the seller that something will come up that creates an added expense or time suck, which takes me to my last big challenge of shopping with an FHA loan, which is FHA loans are less competitive. If there's a hot property, one where things are finally shaping up and the price is right and rents look good, the roof and mechanicals are new, and it's full speed ahead towards making your offer, it will very likely be the case that you're not the only one who's watching for places like this and is thinking the exact same thing. Multiple offer scenarios are still quite common for good properties that pop up, and if you're running up against conventional or cash offers, your FHA offer is going to be less enticing to that seller if everything else is equal. To win in a scenario like that often means paying more than what the others are and trying to convince the seller that that potential added sale proceed would make up for the heightened chance that a deal could go sideways. Other alternative loan programs like VA, for example, will have many of these same issues.